Ever wonder why your last trip cost way more than expected? Think you know how to pack smart for travel? Wrong. The travel industry is banking on seniors making these 8 devastating packing mistakes that drain thousands from retirement accounts every year. We're talking about hidden fees, emergency expenses, and costly oversights that airlines and hotels hope you never discover. Let's go. Segment 1. The medication disaster. You've planned the perfect European getaway. Months of research, excitement building, bags packed. You arrive in Paris, settle into your hotel, and reach for your blood pressure medication. Gone. Left sitting on your kitchen counter back home. Here's what they don't tell you. Getting prescription medications abroad isn't just inconvenient. It's financially devastating. Studies show that 29% of travelers forget essential items because they set them aside but never actually pack them. For seniors, forgotten medications top this list. Trust me, the costs will shock you. A single prescription in Europe can cost 300 to 400% more than back home. That blood pressure medication that costs $30 at your local pharmacy? Try $120 to $150 in France. Heart medication? We're talking $200 to $300 for a week's supply. Diabetes insulin? Brace yourself for $400 to $600. But here's the real nightmare. Many countries have strict import laws for prescription medications. Japan bans stimulant, ADH medications completely. Singapore can arrest you for carrying certain pain medications without proper documentation. Even common over-the-counter medications like pseudoephedrine are banned in multiple countries. The pharmaceutical industry profits massively from this confusion. They know travelers will pay premium prices when desperate. Emergency prescription costs in Switzerland average $300 to $500 per medication. In Australia, prescription fees for non-residents hit $200 to $400. These aren't accidents. They're designed profit centers. The nightmare gets worse. Many medications require local prescriptions. That means finding a doctor, paying consultation fees averaging $150 to $200, then hoping they'll prescribe something equivalent. Some countries won't honor foreign prescriptions at all. You're looking at emergency medical visits costing $300 to $500 just to get basic medications. Travel insurance typically doesn't cover prescription costs either. Most policies exclude medications unless you're hospitalized. So that $2,000 vacation suddenly becomes $2,800 because you forgot a $30 bottle of pills. Split your medications between carry-on and checked bags. Pack everything in original pharmacy bottles with clear labels. Carry a letter from your doctor listing all medications. And always pack extra, at least a week's worth beyond your trip length. The CDC recommends this specifically because of travel delays and lost luggage. Segment 2. The luggage size trap. You're booking that Mediterranean cruise and figure you'll just bring your largest suitcase. More space means you can pack everything you need, right? Wrong. Packing the wrong luggage size and type costs seniors hundreds in unexpected fees and creates expensive problems throughout their trips. The luggage industry deliberately confuses travelers with size restrictions that change between airlines, cruise lines, and destinations. Here's what they don't tell you. Airlines make massive profits from oversized baggage fees. Standard size limits are 62 linear inches, length plus width plus height. But many seniors pack 70 to 80-inch suitcases without measuring. Oversized fees range from $150 to $300 per bag, per direction. That's $300 to $600 extra just for bringing the wrong suitcase. But it gets worse. Different airlines have different size restrictions. Your bag might be acceptable on American Airlines, but oversized on Spirit or Frontier. International flights often have stricter limits than domestic ones. European budget airlines cap sizes at 55 linear inches, significantly smaller than US standards. The cruise industry has its own luggage conspiracies. They recommend large suitcases knowing you'll struggle with port transfers, taxi rides, and hotel storage before embarkation. Large bags cost $50 to $100 extra for port to stateroom delivery. Small ports charge $25 to $50 per bag for tender transfers. These convenience fees add up to $200 to $400 per cruise. Hotel transfers become nightmares with oversized luggage. European hotels charge $20 to $40 per bag for bellhop services because elevators are tiny and stairs are narrow. Taxi drivers refuse oversized bags or demand surcharges of $30 to $50. Train stations have no porters, leaving you struggling with heavy bags and missing connections. The most shocking part? Luggage manufacturers deliberately make bags larger than airline limits. They know customers want maximum space, so they design 28 to 32-inch suitcases that exceed most airline restrictions. The fine print mentions this, but marketing emphasizes spacious packing instead of size compliance. Pack with appropriately sized luggage that meets international airline standards. Measure your bags before traveling. Don't trust manufacturer claims. Consider 2 medium bags instead of 1 large one for flexibility. Research size restrictions for all airlines and transportation you'll use. And remember, smaller bags are easier to handle and less likely to incur fees. Segment 3. The baggage weight bomb. You're packing for that 3-week European river cruise. After years of collecting souvenirs, you want to bring some special outfits. The suitcase feels heavy, but you'll manage. Think again. Airlines collected $5.5 billion in baggage fees in 2024 alone. For seniors, this number is devastating because you're more likely to overpack and exceed weight limits. Research shows 40.1% of travelers struggle to close their suitcase for long trips. Standard checked bags allow 50 pounds. Go over? Prepare for financial pain. Overweight fees range from $75 to $200 per bag per direction. That's $150, $400 extra just for one heavy suitcase. American Airlines charges $150 for bags 51 to 70 pounds. Southwest hits you with $150, $200. United? Up to $200 per overweight bag. But it gets worse. Airlines deliberately keep weight limits at 50 pounds knowing travelers will exceed them. It's a profit strategy. They make more from overweight fees than from many ticket sales. The average senior pays an extra $180 in unexpected baggage fees per trip. Here's the most shocking part. Budget airlines like Spirit and Frontier cap standard bags at just 40 pounds. That's 10 pounds less than major carriers. Exceed 40 pounds with Spirit? You're paying $75 to $100 in overweight fees immediately. The 71.7% of people who pack items they never use? That's pure profit for airlines and overweight fees. Use a luggage scale before leaving home. They cost $15 and save hundreds. Plan to do laundry during trips longer than a week. Pack 1 outfit per day, not per possible weather scenario. Choose lightweight fabrics and pack only essential shoes. Consider shipping heavy items separately. It's often cheaper than overweight fees. Segment 4. The valuables. Packing disaster. You're heading to Europe for 3 weeks and want to bring your good jewelry for dinner occasions. You pack everything in your checked suitcase, figuring it's safer than carrying valuables through airport security. Think again. Packing valuables in checked luggage is like handing money directly to thieves. The airline baggage industry has a massive theft problem they desperately try to hide from passengers. Here's what airports don't want you to know. Baggage theft by airport employees exceeds $100 million annually in the US alone. TSA screeners, baggage handlers, and airline employees have access to millions of suitcases daily. High-value items disappear regularly, and airlines blame lost luggage instead of admitting systematic theft. Your grandmother's diamond ring worth $5,000? Gone. That expensive watch your spouse gave you? Vanished. The jewelry you plan to wear for anniversary photos? Stolen by someone with a TSA badge or airline uniform, but it gets worse. Airlines limit liability for valuables to $3,000 to $5,000 per passenger total, regardless of actual value. Pack $10,000 in jewelry and lose it all? You're getting a maximum $3,000 settlement after months of paperwork and legal battles. The most shocking part? Airport security footage conveniently has technical malfunctions when valuables go missing. Baggage handling areas have limited surveillance specifically to protect employee theft operations. Internal investigations get buried to avoid negative publicity that would hurt airline stock prices. Travel insurance excludes jewelry and valuables unless you buy expensive additional coverage. Standard policies cap jewelry coverage at $500 to $1,500 total. That $8,000 diamond bracelet, you're getting $500 maximum from insurance, and only if you have receipts, photos, and appraisals. The jewelry industry knows about travel theft but doesn't warn customers. They prefer selling replacement pieces to theft victims rather than educating about travel risks. Hotel safes aren't secure either. Staff have master codes, and theft from hotel safes rarely gets prosecuted. Airport X-ray machines damage certain gemstones and metals, but jewelry stores won't honor warranties for travel damage. Diamonds can crack from temperature changes in cargo holds. Gold can discolor from pressure variations. You're paying repair costs that exceed the original purchase price. Never pack valuables in checked luggage. Carry essential jewelry in your personal item bag that stays with you. Consider leaving expensive items at home and buying costume alternatives for travel. Use hotel safes only for items you can afford to lose. And always photograph valuables with receipts before traveling for insurance claims. Segment 5. The medication temperature trap. You're diabetic, heading to sunny Florida for 2 weeks. You pack your insulin in checked luggage, figuring it's safer there than carrying it around airports. Think again. Temperature-sensitive medications get destroyed in cargo holds, and replacement costs are staggering. Checked luggage temperatures range from 20 degrees to 120 degrees, depending on weather and storage conditions. Insulin becomes worthless when frozen or overheated. Here's what the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know. Insulin costs $300 to $600 per vial without insurance. Abroad, double or triple that. Emergency insulin in European countries costs $800 to $200 for a week's supply. In developing countries, you might not find it at all. The airlines know this happens. Cargo holds aren't climate controlled. They're banking on passengers not understanding that checked luggage exposes medications to extreme temperatures. When your medication gets ruined, they claim no responsibility. But it gets worse. Most travel insurance excludes medication coverage unless you're hospitalized. So when your insulin gets destroyed in cargo, you're paying full replacement costs out of pocket. That $2,000 vacation becomes a $3,500 medical emergency. The shocking truth? Over 50% of diabetic travelers have experienced medication problems due to temperature exposure during flights. The industry just doesn't publicize these statistics. Always pack temperature-sensitive medications in carry-on bags. Use insulated travel cases designed for medications. Include ice packs that are completely frozen solid for security screening. Carry backup supplies and prescriptions for emergencies. And never, ever trust checked luggage with life-saving medications. Segment 6. The electronics failure. You've planned the perfect anniversary trip to Italy. Camera charged, phone ready, tablet loaded with maps and translations. You pack everything in your checked suitcase to avoid carry-on hassles. Wrong. Electronics in checked luggage face extreme temperatures, rough handling, and outright theft. Replacement costs abroad will devastate your vacation budget. Checked luggage gets exposed to temperatures from March 20 degrees to 120 degrees. Your $800 camera, dead from thermal shock. Your $300 tablet, screen cracked from pressure changes. Phone, battery destroyed from temperature fluctuations. Here's what electronics companies don't advertise. Warranty coverage typically excludes damage from airline baggage handling. So, when your laptop screen cracks in checked luggage, you're paying full replacement costs. In Europe, electronics cost 40 to 60% more than US prices. That $500 camera becomes $800 to $900 overseas. But the real kicker? Electronics are prime theft targets from checked luggage. Baggage handlers have access to millions of suitcases daily. High-value electronics disappear regularly. Airlines typically limit compensation to $3,000 per passenger for lost luggage, but electronics often exceed this quickly. The TSA knows electronics get stolen from checked bags but won't publicize the statistics. Internal reports show thousands of electronics thefts annually by airport employees. These reports stay classified to protect airline and airport reputations. When your expensive camera disappears, they blame lost luggage instead of admitting theft. Airport security footage conveniently has technical difficulties when electronics go missing. Baggage handling areas have limited surveillance, creating perfect theft opportunities. The few employees caught stealing get quietly fired without criminal charges to avoid publicity. The most shocking part? Lithium batteries in checked luggage can cause fires, leading to emergency landings costing $200,000 to $500,000. Airlines are cracking down, but they still allow certain electronics in checked bags, hoping passengers won't understand the risks. Travel insurance rarely covers electronics unless you buy specific coverage. Standard policies exclude items over $500 $1,000. So when your $2,000 laptop gets stolen from checked luggage, you're filing a claim that gets denied. Pack all electronics in carry-on bags. Use protective cases to prevent damage. Backup photos and data before traveling. Consider travel insurance that specifically covers electronics. And never pack lithium batteries in checked luggage. It's actually prohibited by most airlines. Segment 7. The Clothing Catastrophe. You're packing for a 2-week European tour visiting 5 countries. You check the weather forecast, pack accordingly, and figure you're prepared for anything. Wrong. Packing inappropriate clothing and shoes creates expensive emergencies that drain your vacation budget. The fashion retail industry and tourist destinations profits massively from unprepared travelers forced to buy overpriced replacements. Here's what travel guides don't tell you. European weather changes dramatically within hours, and tourist areas jack up clothing prices knowing desperate travelers will pay anything. That lightweight jacket you need in London, $150, $200 in tourist shops versus $40 at home. Comfortable walking shoes when yours cause blisters? $200, $300 in European stores. But the nightmare goes deeper. Many seniors pack formal clothes they'll never need and forget practical essentials. You bring 3 cocktail dresses for cruise dinners but no rain gear for shore excursions. Tourist shops charge 400–500% markups on basic items like umbrellas, rain ponchos, and warm layers. Religious sites and upscale restaurants have strict dress codes that aren't clearly advertised. Show up at St. Peter's Basilica in shorts? You're buying pants at inflated souvenir shop prices or missing the visit entirely. High-end restaurants require jackets for men. That's $300, $500 for emergency formal wear in European capitals. The most shocking part? Cruise lines profit from inappropriate packing through onboard shops. They know passengers forget formal wear, so they stock expensive clothing at 300–400% retail markup. That emergency blazer for formal night, $400 versus $80 at home. Evening gowns start at $500 on board. Footwear emergencies cost the most. European cobblestone streets destroy inappropriate shoes within days. Tourist area shoe stores charge premium prices knowing you can't continue walking tours barefoot. Emergency shoe purchases average $200, $400 per pair in tourist zones. The laundry industry exploits poor packing too. Hotels charge $15 to $25 per item for laundry service. Pack too few clothes, and you're paying $200, $400 weekly for hotel washing. European laundromats in tourist areas charge 300% more than residential neighborhoods. Research dress codes for all planned activities before packing. Pack layers for weather changes, not single-purpose outfits. Bring comfortable, broken-in walking shoes and 1 backup pair. Include basic rain gear regardless of forecasts. And always pack more underwear and socks than you think you need. These are expensive to replace abroad. Segment 8. The Destination Research Packing Trap. You're heading to Thailand for the adventure of a lifetime. You pack like you're going to Florida, light clothes, sandals, and standard toiletries. After all, tropical is tropical, right? Wrong. Failing to research destination-specific packing requirements costs seniors thousands in emergency purchases, health problems, and missed experiences. The travel industry profits from uninformed packers who arrive unprepared for local conditions and customs. Here's what travel guides don't tell you. Different countries have vastly different requirements for everything from electrical outlets to medication allowances to cultural dress codes. Pack the wrong items, and you're facing expensive emergency shopping in countries where simple items cost 300–500% more than home. Thailand requires specific electrical adapters that most seniors don't know about. Your phone charger won't work, and adapter shops near tourist areas charge $50 to $80 for adapters that cost $10 at home. Your hairdryer? Useless without a voltage converter costing $100, $150 in Bangkok tourist shops. But the nightmare goes deeper. Tropical countries have intense sun that requires SPF 50+ sunscreen and protective clothing. That SPF 30 you packed? Useless against equatorial sun. Emergency sunscreen purchases in resort areas cost $40, $60 per bottle. Burn badly enough and you're paying $300, $500 for medical treatment and prescription burn creams. The most shocking part? Many countries ban common items seniors regularly pack. Japan prohibits many over-the-counter medications. Singapore arrests travelers for carrying prescription drugs without proper documentation. Australia confiscates food items with massive fines. Pack wrong and you're facing legal fees, confiscation costs, and replacement expenses. Insect-borne diseases require specific packing that most seniors ignore. Malaria zones need treated clothing and DEET repellent over 30%. Tourist shops charge 100+ for emergency malaria protection kits. Dengue fever areas require long sleeves and pants, items seniors often don't pack for tropical trips. Cultural dress codes create expensive emergencies. Middle Eastern countries require conservative clothing for religious sites. Pack inappropriately and you're buying overpriced, modest clothing at tourist shops or missing major attractions entirely. Temple visits require covered shoulders and long pants. That's $150, $200 for emergency-appropriate clothing. Research electrical requirements, cultural dress codes, banned substances, and climate-specific needs before packing. Check embassy websites for current restrictions and recommendations. Pack destination-appropriate sunscreen, insect protection, and clothing. And always research local customs to avoid expensive cultural mistakes. Conclusion. So there you have it. 8 packing mistakes that cost seniors thousands every year. From forgotten medications requiring $500, $800 emergency replacements abroad to packing oversized luggage that triggers $300, $600 in airline fees, to bringing inappropriate clothing that forces $400, $500 emergency purchases in tourist shops. Add in valuables theft from checked bags, electronics damage from temperature exposure, medication destruction in cargo holds, wrong luggage sizes, and poor destination research. These mistakes drain retirement accounts while the travel industry profits. The bottom line is simple. Senior travelers who avoid these 8 packing mistakes save an average of $1,500 to $2,500 per major international trip. Those who don't? They're funding airline profits, tourist shop markups, and emergency service fees while watching their vacation budgets explode. Smart packing isn't just about convenience. It's about protecting your financial future while still enjoying the adventures you've earned.